Hello, hello. May peace and blessings be with you, everyone. I hope that you are doing well. We are going to today talk about scheduling your coaching calls or basically any calls on the go. If you have a platform like a GoHighLevel, I'm going to say like a GoHighLevel. So you could have OneTech, you could also have GoHighLevel or GoHighLevel through another agency. Then you have access to something called a lead connector app. It's the little white and orange icon. You could have lead connector app, or if you have the mobile app that comes with GoHighLevel, then you can schedule your meetings, schedule your calls on the go. And I'm going to show you that process. And I'm also going to show you how to create your first calendar in case you don't even have a calendar to book the appointments on or the schedule the meetings on. So let's do that first. I'm on the launch pad. I'm in my account. I'm just clicking on calendars. And from here, I'm clicking on the calendar settings at the top. That's how I got here. Okay, so we are in the calendar section. So we're going to click new calendar to build a new calendar. And you can basically create any of these types of calendars. The one I use most often is the round robin calendar. Sometimes people, when they are booking their just like one-on-one appointments, things like that, they gravitate towards personal booking. You can use personal booking also. It has come a long way. It will mostly do everything that round robin does, with a few exceptions. But round robin does what a personal calendar also does. So I, from the very beginning, have been using round robin, even if I'm just scheduling one-on-one appointments. The benefit of this is if down the road I add team members that I want them to be able to also take calls, then they also can just be added. Their calendar can they can just be added to this calendar, and then people can book appointments with me or that teammate from the same calendar. The link doesn't change or anything like that, right? So that's the benefit of that. Round robin really means that more than one person in some sort of sequence or order taking calls and things like that. But even if you just have one person, you can still use a round robin calendar for that. So that is my recommendation. If you're new to building calendars, please pick this option. You'll thank me later. But if you pick something else and something doesn't work, or it doesn't do what you want it to do, it likely is because of the type of calendar you selected. You also have class booking. So if it's a one-to-many, it's like one event, but you want lots of people to be able to sign up for that same one. You want to use a class booking event calendar, similar type of thing where you have an event. Event one basically does not even look at your availability and things like that. You pick the time and the date for the event, and that is what you book for. And you also have service booking and all that. I'm not going to get into all that today because that's like a deeper dive. Join one of my calendar trainings and we can definitely do that. But for now, I'm just going to build a round robin calendar and show you the inner workings of that, and then how to schedule calls for this using the web as well as your mobile app. Okay, so I'm going to just call this, I'm going to say time, we'll just call it Tech Time with Timmy. And I'm going to pick me. Don't worry, I have two different accounts. I have two different emails with two different accounts set up over here. I can keep this URL slug. This is called, the last part of this is called a slug, which is the URL, that the end part of the URL. I personally do not like any dashes in that. It's like a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. The reason I don't like dashes is that if you're saying it out loud, giving it out to people, you don't want to say tech dash time dash with dash Timmy, right? Like that just sounds silly. You just want to say tech time with Timmy, right? Whatever, like simplifyonething.com/tech talk with Timmy or something like that. Tech time with Timmy, tech talk with Timmy, whatever, right? So for that reason, I do not like using dashes. So I will just take that out. As long as it's available and there's not a conflict, this will let you do that. Okay, then you pick the duration of the meeting and what days you want to have this meeting. Let's say I don't want to take any calls on Friday or whatever. I'll just take that out. And then normally it's, let's say 9 to 4 or something like that. We'll just make this one 4 p.m. So it's only going to make available 30-minute slots between Monday and Thursday between 9 and 4. And it's also going to check my calendar that I have linked with this to make sure there are no conflicts. If there are conflicts, then it's going to not even make that appointment, that slot available for people to book a call, right? So that all that happens in the background when you set up your account and connect whichever calendar you want to use to check for conflicts and things like that. And you can connect your Gmail, your Google Workspace, you can connect your Apple calendar, you can connect your Outlook calendar, you can connect all your calendars. If you do business or work or personal things on different calendars, you can connect them all to OneTech or GoHighLevel for checking for conflicts. but you're going to pick one main calendar where new appointments are going to get booked. So please make sure you get that one right, because otherwise it's a little bit of a mess to try to clean that up. So my recommendation there is the main calendar that you connect is your business calendar. If you don't have a Google Workspace account, this is one more reason you want to get a Google Workspace account, so that all your work related bookings show up on your Google Workspace business official account. And you attach all the other accounts, you integrate all the other accounts just to check for conflicts. So for me, I do all my business through my Google Business Workspace, right? Simplify one thing account. And all my personal things go on, I shouldn't say all my personal things, all my children and family personal things go on our Apple family calendar. If something's not on there, I don't have to be available for that. So that's how we run that. If my people want me somewhere, they need to add it to that calendar because I have that connected. So it checks for conflicts on that. And if I need to be at a game or at a school event or whatever, that's how I know. And then I also have my personal calendar that sometimes, friends and other people add stuff to. So that's just like my personal one. If I don't want to add, like vacation or something on my work calendar or whatever, I can add it to my personal. So it checks that also. All right. So I'm going to hit confirm on here. And just like that, a calendar is created. But before we go into it, I'm going to show you, let's just preview it first, and then I'll take you to the additional settings in this thing. Okay, so I'm going to click on preview booking, and this is what it's going to do. Now it has made all these times available based on the parameters I provided, right? So apparently I don't have all the right calendars connected to this because it's not even checking for any conflicts. It's almost making all the things available. That's fine. It's my training account. I don't worry about that. But if you have the right calendars connected, it will do the math and show you just that. And if you have trouble with that, if something doesn't look right, I am quite the expert in calendars at this point, because I've built many calendars and I've helped many people troubleshoot their calendars. So if you ever are like, I've done all the things right and it still doesn't work, you can go to simplifyonething.com and schedule a call with me. If you click on the schedule link, schedule a quick hit call with me within 20-ish minutes, right? We'll be able to figure out exactly what's going on, and even maybe faster than that, exactly figure out what's going on with your calendar and why it's not doing what it's supposed to and all of that, right? So I can totally help you with that. But once it's set up the right way, it should just work. And this is what it's going to look like. This is a link for the calendar, all of that. And I am going to now, we're going to hit the close button here. And I am going to go to this Tech Time with Timmy, the one we created, and click on this little pencil icon to the right, which is edit calendar. Once I'm in here now, I can add a little more like pizzazz to this, or bells and whistles to this, because this looks pretty bare bones, right? It doesn't even have my logo or anything like that. So if I want to add a logo, I'll just click on update a logo, and let me see if I have, we have the Inner Poet. That's another like fun adventure I'm working on. Let's just add that. Why not? I'm excited. We'll just go with it. Okay. I can also include a little description, and right here under the meeting invite, this is something people miss all the time. I like adding the title of the meeting here, right? I'm going to say Tech Time with Timmy. So it's going to be whoever the meeting is with, and it's also going to say Tech Time with Timmy as the invitation title, the subject line that they get when they receive this invite. What this does is when it shows up on my calendar, I know exactly which appointment they booked, because otherwise if I just have the name, then I don't really know what exactly the appointment is booked for. I have to go into it to see like which calendar it got booked on, blah, blah, blah. But if I just add it here, then all new appointments that come through this calendar already say that, and life is good. Don't worry about optimization or anything like that if it's just yourself. But if you have more people, then you want to figure out, optimize availability or equal distribution. So that means that, if you have round robin, you make sure if it's 4 appointments, each person gets 2, blah, blah, blah. It'll basically distribute it like that. Okay, so under here, this is new. This was not here, contact routing preference. I'm not going into that, but it's intriguing. You check it out later on. Okay, so under priority, medium is okay. You can even make it high priority. If there are any conflicts, it'll look for that. I am going to select Zoom, and if you have Zoom connected, so it totally yelled at me because I don't have Zoom integrated. If I had Zoom integrated, then I could just pick Zoom from here, and it will automatically create a new Zoom link for every meeting that it creates. I personally love that option because I want a new Zoom link every time, because I also have an AI note taker connected to on the back end, which sends out the meeting, meeting summary and all of that after the call is done automatically. I don't have to do anything with that. So for that, I want to make sure that each client schedules a separate meeting appointment, right, with a new Zoom link. That way nobody gets the wrong meeting notes or something like that. I don't know, just a little bit paranoia in the back of my head. So I pretty much just create a new Zoom link for every single meeting automatically using this method. Some people I know also just use the same Zoom link, which is sometimes it's their primary meeting ID. If you want to use that, you totally can. You can always come in here and I think you can select custom link and then you can add the location. So you can hard code that in if it's the same meeting link every time. So you can hard code that in, no problem. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to hit save. Under availability, here's some cool stuff that you can do. You can pick different times. If let's say on Mondays, you don't want to start until maybe noon or something like that, you totally can, or we'll just say 11 a.m., right? So on Monday, only make me available 11 to 4, all that. So it'll basically check for those things. It also has additional settings in here. Just browse through it. There's a lot of different things you can do. How many minutes is the slot? 30 minutes in this case. How it's going to show up on the calendar, and then meeting duration is how long the meeting is going to be, right? So the slots is like, do you want to show top of the hour every time, or do you want to show the 30-minute slots too? So do you want to show 12, 12:30, 1, 1:30, or do you want to show 12, 1, 2 only, and then still 30-minute blocks, right? Like, so you can decide that. And then minimum scheduled notice, like, can people book same day calls with you? If you want to only make next day or 2 days from today or a week notice or something like that, you can totally add that many days here. For the most part, I do at least 1 day in advance. That way I don't constantly have to worry about, if somebody's going to book a call in less than a few hours with me, because my schedule gets booked pretty fast. So I just want to make sure that, I'm giving myself enough notice time and stuff like that. Date ranges, like how far into the future people can book with you. I most of the times do 3 weeks. Sometimes I do longer, but about 3 weeks is the range I know with some level of certainty where I'm going to be, right? And yeah, so it makes at least the next 3 weeks available for this. But if you want to do more, if you want to give people maybe up to 6 weeks or something, you totally can. Just add 6 here, and then from the drop down, select weeks over here. Maximum bookings per day. So if a certain types of calls, you only want to do X number a day. Let's say if it's a new consult or something and you only want to do 4 of them, no more, then you just add 4. And then after 4 have been picked or selected, then it will take that day off the calendar, not make that available. Pre-buffer, post-buffer, if you want to have a little bit of buffer window before and after the meeting, you can add that also. So once that's added, it won't schedule basically back-to-back calls. So I really recommend adding at least a post buffer after every call. Pre-buffer, totally up to you if you want to add a few minutes to that also or not. Okay, so once this is done, you just hit the save button, and mine's spinning for now. I'm gonna not worry about that. This is just a training test account. Okay, so under forms, automatically it's gonna ask them to fill in first name, last name, email, phone number, and a comment box. I think it also has a comments, notes section here. You can customize this consent checkbox, whatever you want them to agree to before getting on the call. And once the appointment's booked, this is the message they're going to see. If you don't like that, you can customize that also. If you want to enter your phone number or something or email, you can totally do that here. If you want to accept payments for this, you can turn this on, not off, accept payments, and you can specify the amount and all of that. It's not giving me this option because I do not have a payment processor integrated. I'm trying to think, what's the word? Payment processor integrated, like Stripe integrated with this training account. So that's why it's not giving me this option. But if you have Stripe or PayPal or something else connected, then you'll be able to turn this on and do this. No problem. Okay, notifications. This is something I do want to spend like a couple minutes on. You want to make sure that for auto confirm new calendar appointments, if you have this toggled on, that means as soon as somebody books it, it's going to auto confirm that they're booked, right? They're confirmed. If you want to look at who is scheduling a call and confirm it yourself, you can turn this off, and then the notifications, then when they're going out, they're gonna initial notification that goes out is going to be in the unconfirmed status, not a confirmed status, right? But if that is turned on, the other option is turned on, then it's going to be confirmed status. So please look at the right one, whichever one is applicable to you, and customize that. Right now, it's only notifying you in app, in the Lead Connector app, that somebody's booked a call, because email is not selected and all of that. So they're not going to receive an email letting them know and letting you know that a calendar appointment has been booked. So if you want to get an email, you're going to click on this little pencil icon over here. You're going to go under email and turn on this thing, enable it under contacts, expand this, and here's the canned message. If you don't like, I don't know why there's so many spaces here. I also don't know why, like, it says contact.name, which is basically full name. I like saying first name, right? We would say, hi, Susan. Hi, Timmy. We won't say, hi, Timmy Mirza. So I am going to change that. And you're going to click on, I am just highlighting this. You can highlight it or delete it. I just highlighted, it's fine. It'll do the same thing and replace it when I get to that. You're going to click on this little custom values tag from contacts, and it's contacts, not users. You're going to select first name. So this is what you're going to replace it with. I know you're going to be tempted to just go in the thing and just change it from contact.name to contact.first_name. Please try not to do that, because even though it's the same code, you're typing it in, sometimes the system doesn't recognize it. I've seen some issues with custom values sometimes. So the best thing to do is really to highlight it, either delete it or just highlight it, and always go under custom values option and click on contacts and first name here and add it that way. It'll just be so much better. Here's the information related to the appointment. It'll automatically populate the appointment title, location, all of that. You know, that Zoom link that you included, either hard coded in or included, it'll do all that. It'll also give them buttons to add it to their calendar in this email. So this is very important. Please turn this on. I don't know why by default it's not turned on, because everybody wants to get an appointment confirmation, I think, but maybe there's a reason why it's not turned on. Okay, so assign users is if it's assigned to someone on your team, they'll also get this. And if you added additional emails, copied somebody, CC'd somebody, whatever on the appointment, invited a guest, it'll also send them this email. And if there's anything in here you want to change or don't like, you can change that as well. Okay, so once this is done, just hit the save button in the bottom right corner. In app, it's doing the same thing. It's just letting the assigned user know that there's an appointment for them on this day and time. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. So that's that. If you want to allow for rescheduling, up to what time, you can specify that. If you want to allow cancellations, up to what time, you can do that. If you don't want to allow rescheduled and cancellations, just turn this off. So they don't even get the link to reschedule or cancel, right? So it's totally up to you what you want to do. If you have this selected, it's going to also, in addition to this invite, it's also going to send a Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar invite, depending on which one you have connected as your main calendar. It's going to also send that out. I sometimes feel that's an overkill, so I've been turning it off. But recently, somebody notified me that when my appointments go out, they are not getting added to their calendar, and they're not getting added to the calendar because of this setting, right? So if I don't specify for it to add to their calendar or send it to them as a calendar, it's not automatically showing up on their calendar. They still get that little thing in the email that says add to your calendar. They still can add to their calendar, but it's like one more step for them. So if you want to turn this on, you can. Just know that they are also getting a confirmation email and this invite. So they're going to kind of see it 2 times. So I'm going to skip over this little thing over here. Customization, I'm going to skip over that too. I feel like, we'll just worry about that later on. Okay, so we're back here. Let's just refresh it and see what happened. Okay, so it added the little logo here. I didn't add any description. If I did, it would show up here. If I added a payment option, it would show up right below that too, and all of that. It's picking my time zone, not as the setter of the appointment. My time zone, should I say setter? No, not the host of the meeting. This is going to show the time zone of the person looking at this calendar. It's going to pick up their time zone from their computer or their device, and they're going to show them that. That's what they're scheduling the appointment in. Okay, so that's that. So to schedule the appointment, let's say they're going to pick, maybe I'll just pick 12 p.m. today. And I'm going to hit that. And I'm going to say, Timmy, We'll do plus test at simplifyonething.com. And I'm going to say test and confirm and schedule, right? It's as simple as that. I'm scheduling this appointment. So what you would do is you would share with people this calendar link, which is, I was just previewing it, but this is the calendar link you want to share. I have added link as all the links that go out from this account, onetechcoach.com/widget/booking/tech talk with Timmy. When you have your own account, this will be branded to your own account. It won't say OneTech Coach. It'll say yourbusinessdomain.com. So link.yourbusinessdomain.com/widget/booking/whatever slug at the end you have specified for them. So that's the link you'll be sharing with people for that particular appointment. And that's how they will be booking the call with you. Okay, so that's how we do it on the web. Now I'm going to also show you how to do it from the phone. So this is what my phone screen looks like. This is what I'm doing. If anybody's interested how I'm making this happen. So I am connected to Zoom also. And from Zoom, I am picking up with AirPlay my iPhone. And then I am sharing that iPhone window on StreamYard with you. You're like, why can't you just directly do this from StreamYard? StreamYard doesn't let you do that. But if you have a Mac and an Apple phone, then with QuickTime app, you can do it. But I don't have a Mac. I have a PC, so I'm not able to do that. Okay, so this is my little workaround, but we got this. All right, so what are we doing here? Oh, we're going to the Lead Connector app. I'm in my SOT training account. So to book an appointment, if somebody calls you and they say, I want to book a call with you, you are saying, okay, what time is great for you? They say, okay, at 2 p.m. today or something, right? So you have a couple of different ways of doing that. What I normally do is I just come into the Lead Connector app. I just tap on the lightning bolt here and I just say book appointment. And that's how I get in and get to that. If you don't want to do that, there's also a quicker way, believe it or not. You can actually press and hold on the app, on the Lead Connector app, and it'll open up this like quick access menu. And you can just tap on book appointment from there also. And it'll show you all of the, give me one second. It's going to show you all of the options available, contacts available. Okay, let me just see. SOT training. Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm in the right account. And from here, we're going to book an appointment. And from here, let's say I'm going to book an appointment with Timmy plus 12. Okay, so it selected that. And under the calendars, I'm going to pick this new calendar that we just created, right? Which is Tech Talk with Timmy. So according to that one, I'm only available on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Mondays through Thursdays, right? No Fridays. So let's just check that. When I click on the drop down here, yes. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday is grayed out. I don't know if you can tell by looking at this. It's a little hard to see on this phone screen, but only Monday through Thursday is available. So that's great. So let's say I'm going to pick Monday and now I'm going to say, I don't know, whatever we said, 2 p.m., right? So I'm going to pick that time slot, 2 p.m. to 2:30. It's going to show me all of the available time slots, right? Until the time I specified. I think I said 4 p.m. So it's showing me all those slots that are available. But if I, let's say, want to schedule a 5 p.m. call, I know I'm available at 5, but it's not within the window for this calendar that I specified initially, right? I still can schedule a meeting for 5 p.m. So I can tap on custom and I can from here now make a selection of the day, make a selection of the time. I can say 5 and then I'm going to change it to p.m. and 00, right? So I can still make it 5 to 5:30 p.m. even though that is not available on the calendar under the slots that are available, right? So nobody sees this. The clients don't see it on the front end, but you as the calendar admin can do this, right? So I just want you to know that this is an option. If you're ever sitting down at your computer trying to do it from the web, you're just like, I'm just going to schedule this appointment. If you go to the booking link on the web, you are going to see only the available slots, right? And then if okay, I can even do 5 p.m. and I want to do 5 p.m. even though that's not an available slot for this calendar, you can come to the mobile app and schedule that. I feel like that's the easiest way of doing that. If you want to add an appointment title, something else, you can. If not, it's going to go in, it's going to say Timmy Mirza dash, contact full name, and then it's going to say dash whatever the appointment name is, which is Tech Time with Timmy, I think is this one. And this is going to go out as confirmed status. The meeting location is going to be default location, but if you want to change that, let's say for this meeting only, you want to use Google Meet or something like that, it's going to literally change that to Google Meet. But if you leave it as default, then it's going to use whatever your default is set up for this type of meeting, right? So I'm going to just do a Google Meet just because I can. So I will do that. And I'm going to hit save in the top right corner. If in the settings of this calendar, when I was setting it up initially, if I also enabled allow guests, then I would see one more box on the screen here where I could add one more email from my contacts to one or more email to the guest list if I want to invite more people to this appointment. Sometimes where that comes into play is if I'm having a meeting with the client and they also want to invite their VA. So if I have the VA set up as a contact in my system, I can just do that. And they can also forward the invite to them, or they can also let me know what their email is. I can add them as a contact and then I can add them. When I add them, then they're also going to get reminders and things like that. If the client just forwards it to them, they're not going to get reminders and things like that. So it is helpful to ask the client to send you the email to all the people they want to invite so that you can set up the right way and they will also get reminders and things like that. Okay, and that's it. You're going to hit tap on save and the appointment's going to get booked. And on the other side, as a recipient, you'll get the link and all of that good stuff. Do you want to see what that looks like? Let me show you that. So I just went into my phone and here's how it came up. And then it's giving me a little prompt. Do you want to add it to your calendar? I'm going to just say no. And just like that, it's sent to Timmy plus 12, which is the user, not the user, which is the contact I used. And then right here is what the appointment says. And I included because I think Google Meet is not connected, so it's left blank. So if I had connected Google Meet on this one, it would also include the link of that. I thought I had one connected, but apparently I don't in the training account. So that's how you would do that. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions about any of this. And I'm going to come. There is something else I want to share, but I'm going to save it for next week. Okay. Come next week, we're going to talk about snippets, text snippets, email snippets, how you can create like short messages that are ready to go for frequently asked questions. And I don't mean frequently asked questions on your website, like not the FAQ section, but some things that people ping you for all the time. They say, what's the login link, or what's the weekly call link, or something, whatever, things that you get asked about all the time. You can create those as snippets, as either text or email or both. And you can just send those to people. When you get those requests, you can send those out very easily without having to retype the entire message all the time. So they're super duper helpful and powerful. I'll show you how to use them next week. I was hoping I would be done with this one today, but since I'm not, it's okay. I'm not going to try to squeeze that in and let you have your rest of your day back. So we'll just cover that next week. If you have missed the previous trainings, please catch them before they are taken down. They are all on Facebook, on our Facebook business page, which is Simplify One Thing. So if you just scroll down, you'll see the other ones too. I hope that you have a super awesome, super fantastic, super productive week ahead. May peace and blessings be with you. Bye.